Hi everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here for some more Sims news for you, and today The Sims have just released a new gameplay trailer for the Sims 4 Parenthood game pack, and this one is looking at character values. So this is something that's coming new with the game and I'm going to explain a little bit more about it now. There's actually a trailer that goes along with this as well, and I'll leave a link down below to both the article and the trailer so you can go ahead and take a look at both of them for yourself. We're also going to take a look at the trailer in just a second, but it does actually have somebody talking in it, so I can't really do a proper analysis as I would normally with other trailers and things that I've done in the past, but don't worry because we will be looking at it. So let's have a little look through this article first. So this is what's showing you about what character values are. So it's going to be under the Simology panel. As you can see, this is what it looks like. If you can't see it very well, don't worry because I will be showing you it a little bit later because it is in the trailer as a bigger window. So there's 5 different new character values that's coming into the game with this new pack, which are manners, responsibility, conflict resolution, there we go, empathy and emotional control. So these come into our Sims' lives, I guess. These traits are introduced to our Sims when they age up from babies to toddlers. And then it carries through their lives from teenagers to young adults and so forward. And these kind of give either positive or negative influences on our lives through these traits. And those can, influence our later lives, our Sims' later lives. So it says here that these activities that they do will influence our character traits either positively or negatively, like I was just saying, and parents can actually influence our behaviours as well by praising us, which can increase these traits as well, and there's also negative activities which can decrease them, like I mentioned as well. Okay, so here's a little example of how character values work. So if your Sim wanted their child to have good manners, they'll teach them to say please and thank you, and also get them to set the table, which is actually a new feature coming into gameplay with this new pack. So, they'll be able to discipline them, etc. through their childhood, which will shape them for their later lives. So once they become a teenager and then a young adult, their character values are set. So if their parent, wasn't very good at doing those discipline and those interactions as a child, when they become an older person, then those things won't be as developed, if that makes sense. And that's something that was seen with the parenting skill, and that will be able to shape their parenting skill as well. Okay, so at the bottom here, it says something new about chance cards, which is something that was just introduced here. I would presume that we'll be getting more information about what chance cards are since this has just been introduced, and it doesn't really go in a whole lot of detail with it just yet. But it does say that beyond this, all character values lead to new chance cards catered to Sims based on their traits, which means you'll be making tough choices for your Sims throughout their lives based on their upbringing. So I presume we'll get more information about this. This is just another little feature added into the gameplay. So now let's have a little look at the trailer and see what that tells us about this. Okay, so we're here in the new gameplay trailer for the Sims 4 Parenthood game pack, and let's have a little look through about what it says. Now, like I said, there was somebody talking in it, so I have to mute that. So it is going to be a little bit more difficult than I would normally do an analysis of it, but I'm not going to give it a proper analysis of it today. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what this trailer is kind of telling us about the pack. So, like I said, character values is something that will be added into the game, and this kind of shows you what things are kind of count towards those values. So as you can see, a child here doing their homework, which adds to our responsibility character value. We also have another thing here, as you can see, a toddler burping, and that makes the manners value go into the negative, which is something that I said earlier, is that it can go either positive or negative. So let's jump forward again. Empathy, which is another one. As you can see here, a child being nice to their teddy bear and doing another little interaction here with this new kind of like nursing kit, which is something that's going to be introduced into the pack as well. And the next thing is conflict resolution. So as you can see there, 2 teenagers are having a bit of a fight there. And as you can see, the parent comes over and helps them to another one, which is emotional control. Okay, so here is the new character values menu, and it shows you kind of how it's laid out, and a little bit of a bigger version from what I showed you on the article. So you can see here's the 5 different ones, and you can see how some of them are negative and some of them are positive, and they do keep changing. Okay, so here's another part of the trailer which is giving us a little scenario of a single dad and how he is trying to progress his parenting skill and the troubles that he comes across. So he starts off with not really knowing a whole lot about it and how to be a good parent. So you can see he is trying things like that, and the kid isn't really listening that much. So you can see there, oops, sorry, I just hit something. And you can see there the kids are making a mess in the background. But one thing that the parents can now do as part of the parent skill is actually look online for new tips and tricks of how they can be a better parent. That's not not only that, they can actually talk to other parents to get tips on their parenting skill and how good they are as parents to get tips as well. So as you can see here he is talking to another parent in the park and telling them their tips and tricks. Another thing that this pack introduces is that the grandparents can actually help with the parenting as well, so they can give tips and tricks to the parents and also help with the kids, looking after the kids as well. So there's another scenario just after here as well, which is showing you here him helping with the kids' school project, which is something that's going to be added into the gameplay as well. There's a range of different after school projects that your Sims can do. So you can see here how they're working on one, but since he doesn't have a good parenting skill, as you can see there, the project didn't go too good. And as you can see, that doesn't really look too great. Okay, and here's another scenario of a different family, which seems to be a little bit more controlled, and the parent does have a better skill in terms of their parenting skill. And as you can see there, they've got the same after-school project here, and as you can see, it is much better than the family before. So, there's actually two teenagers here, which gives you an example, and, as you can see, they're being a bit bad behaved, and they have actually been kind of like rivals since they were toddlers. And as you can see there, they are having actually a fight as well, and you can see there is a parent in the background, and they go ahead and discipline the children, or the teenagers I should say, but since they do have a better parenting skill, that message comes across a bit better. At least to this person. So one thing that they can do is actually ground the children. They can actually give them a curfew as well, which I'm going to show you how that works in just a second, and also send them for timeout as well. So let's have a little look through again. Another thing you can get them to do is chores as well, which is another, I guess, punishment. So let's have a little look through here as well. So you can see here how the parent again is telling off this teenager, and she isn't really taking it, and she just actually go ahead and swear. And as you can see that the kid in the background is a little bit shocked, but there is actually something which I'm going to show you in just a second, which is this, which is the behavioural chart. And what happened there is the curfew got much shorter since she was, doing bad behaviours. There's also another thing here called teachable moments, and basically what it is where the child or the teenager comes to their parent and asks for some advice, and you can see how this works just now. So you can see here how the teenager has got a little question here, and then the parent selects an option and you can do that. So once you select an option, it actually boosts, or it actually negatively influences our character traits. So as you can see here, this one increased our empathy, but it did decrease our emotional control. And the last thing shows you here is once the children become a young adult and actually grow up, they can actually develop new traits as well. So this one is showing you how you can become irresponsible, where you can have that trait. Another one is bad manners, and there's also a lot more as well, including compassion and many more. So there's still lots more information to come about this pack, and remember, it does come out on May 30th. This is actually a stream this Friday coming up from the Sims team, I believe at 1 PM Pacific Standard Time, so make sure you head over to twitch.tv/The Sims to stay tuned for that, and also follow them on Twitter to especially Simguru Drake, because I believe she'll be tweeting about when this live stream goes live. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful. Make sure you leave all your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. Make sure you leave this video with a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!